Hi everyone, it's Walla from Cola Bee. Hello, long time no see, but I've managed to grab a moment. I'm in my kitchen, it's night time as you can see, so the lighting won't be as good as daytime, but I hope you can bear with me. So welcome to my channel. Just here now giving you a hair update. What have I been doing with my hair? What has it been like during winter? I've kept it really simple. Really, as usual. I've changed up a few things, you know, I like to change things and react and respond to how my hair is feeling, how it's doing. So what have I done? So basically during the winter I have mostly done scarf styles, as you probably, if you look on my Instagram, I've mostly been posting pictures of just my fringe area out and the rest tucked up. And I like scarf styles, but they also allow me the versatility of doing my hair in stages, and that's what I do. I can't do a full wash day, detangle, style, stretch and style all in one day. So I stretch it out. So to hide what I'm doing, I'll take out what I've got here. I have African threading here packed up, ready to be taken out. But I didn't have enough time to take it all out and then to twist these chunky sections that I've got my hair in. So I just took out these and styled the front and then tied a scarf around it and went on my way. So that allows me to be able to do lots of things quite quickly and not have to spend lots of time on my hair in one go. So what did I use during the winter? I tried out using, I tried to use clay. So I used Restore clay and bentonite clay mixture together, my own mix with oils as well. And I used that for about, I think about 3 months, maybe a bit more. And I used that about every 7 to 10 days. Now at the beginning, I could see my hair was really accepting moisture well. It was remaining quite coily. And defined, wet and dry. It felt really soft. I just loved the feeling. It was like I had deep conditioned my hair, and yeah, I generally loved the feeling of it and what it was doing to my hair. And then I noticed as time went on, my hair became sort of flatter and a bit limp, and I realized I hadn't been using enough protein to balance out the moisture that my hair was now taking in because of the clay use. So I've stopped the clay use, and then I went back to using, I just gave my hair a bit of a boost, protein boost, by using my henna, and that worked straight away even from the first time. So I'm going to try and use henna maybe every 6 weeks just to get my hair back to feeling as strong as it did before. So yeah, so always make sure that you get your protein moisture balance balanced. So as soon as you feel your hair getting limp and sort of lifeless, then it needs a good boost of protein, and that can be using a shop bought deep conditioner that has protein that you're happy with, or using natural herbs and powders like henna. I like to use henna. My hair responds really well to henna, and that's what I like to use on my hair. So I'll just take my hair down for you. It's still growing. I'm still using my heavy oil mix at my ends. I'm trying to be really, really good with that. So I use that a few times a week, and I just really douse the ends in my mix of heavy oils. So my ends are doing a bit better. And I've mostly been keeping the front part of my hair in big sections just to help this postpartum shedding area that's growing back, that's shorter, to have a bit more, you know, strength in numbers. When I keep it together, it's better. When I have it in small sections like that, then it tangles more easily, causes me more problems. So I still have that area here that's all growing back, so it's all different lengths and whatnot here, but it is growing back, so I'm really happy with that. So I'll just tie up the rest. And like I said, my hair's feeling much better. I've been deep conditioning every week, again using my own mix of like shea butter and coconut oil, I think olive oil as well, and I've just got some here in a glass. And also I use amla as well. That's an excellent conditioning herb that I found my hair really responds well to. So I deep condition with that every week. I've started using Oh So Clean Aunt Jackie's Curls and Coils sulfate-free shampoo. So I use that once a week after I deep condition overnight with my deep conditioner, homemade deep conditioner. Then in the morning I'll wash it out with this, and it's not expensive at all, £3.79, and it looks like that. So I use that on my hair and my girl's hair as well. And my conditioner, Hello Hydration. Yeah, a classic. What else can I say? I always come back to this conditioner. So I just put a bit of this on after I've used the shampoo, but usually because I've deep conditioned with the heavy oils, some of those oils are still left on my hair, so my hair doesn't feel stripped at all. This doesn't strip your hair at all. Excellent. So always use sulfate-free shampoo. So what would I say I've learnt from this winter period using clays regularly? Well, the first thing would be sometimes you can have too much of a good thing. Do not overuse clay. I probably didn't need to use it every week, but I thought that if I stopped using it, then my hair would not accept moisture as well as it does when I do use it. However, I was wrong, because I've not used it for the past, since the beginning of this year, so the past 6 weeks or so. My hair's been fine. It's still stayed really soft, but as soon as I notice my hair becoming harder again or resisting moisture, I know now to then do a clay treatment and then leave a big gap between my next use. So maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks. I'll just have to see how my hair goes. So yeah, too much of a good thing. Do not overuse clay. It's powerful, it's excellent, but do not overuse it. Okay, so another thing I would also say when using clays and you're mixing them yourself, I would say I don't think you can use them as a shampoo. I'm not sure how the women in Morocco who would use Rasool clay, for example, use it as a shampoo. But I found that when I used it, no matter how much I rinsed, if I didn't use something like this sulfate-free shampoo to just get the residue out, there would be residue there that would get stuck at the root area of some of my sections, and I'm not sure how to get that out without using a shampoo. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I couldn't just use clay and then not use a shampoo. I found that it built up over time, which is obviously not good. So I would say always use a tiny bit of shampoo. If you're using a clay treatment, use a tiny bit of shampoo afterwards to make sure you get all that residue off your scalp so it doesn't build up. Okay, another obvious tip I would give is to, again, if you use clay, to make sure that your sections are loose when you come to wash it out. Sometimes during the period I was trying clay, I tried to wash my hair while it was in twists, because that's how I like to wash my hair, but I've realised that even with twists, it still seemed to get stuck there. So when I come to washing each section, I would let it out. I would open up the section. This is what I would do. I would open up the section, make sure the water really rinses from your root to the ends, and then I would twist it up. But I would make sure you actually open it. Don't keep all your hair in twists and then wash out the clay. I would, just to be sure, I would undo each twist. So obviously I would say don't make the twist, make sure you don't have 20 twists all over your hair. Make sure it's, you know, a really small number, like 6, and then that's really easy to just undo and then wash and then redo. So another thing I would also say is always continue to try things with your hair. Never just stop trying things. Never just stop changing aspects of your regime to suit how your hair feels. If you're finding that your hair becomes you know, like a problem with dryness, then start to just change small parts of your regime to see what will help your hair. Again, I say I've got nothing against wigs and weaves and extensions and so on as protective styles for short term, but I think I wouldn't recommend those things for long term, because you're perhaps running away from dealing with your hair. Deal with it, keep it out, try different things. If you have a bad hair day, as we all do, just whip out your scarf, do a nice style, tons of tutorials, but don't just lock it away, I would say, in extensions or weaves for 6 months and not do anything to it. Experience your hair and be brave. Be ready to try lots of new things, just incrementally, bit by bit. Don't try and change every part of your regime at once, but never stop trying new things to get to where you need to get to with your hair and improve the condition of your hair. Okay, so here I've just taken out one section. I think I've got about 4 or 5 sections threaded. And as always, I love the stretch that you get with African threading. Because I've done big sections, my root area hasn't stretched as well. You can see it's sort of puffy at the roots. Needs a good detangle as well. But I'll go through and detangle bit by bit, probably over a week. But yeah, I love the stretch that you get with African threading. That's just a section at the back. Okay, so here's a section. You can see how when my hair is compressed, just how fine it is. As soon as I start to separate the section, and especially after doing a thorough detangle, it's almost like my hair expands, but it doesn't. Just a good separation always. Separation of the strands always helps. But yeah, still growing. Still got these short bits. I don't know if you can see at the front, which drive me slightly crazy. And that's why I try not to manipulate my hair too much, and I always make sure that they're stretched, because I have about 75% shrinkage, especially in this area. So if I try to manipulate them, these strands here, when they're wet, they just all coil up and then the rest of the hair gets tangled in there. So it's really important that I keep this stretched until it's grown out a bit more. So yeah, it looks a bit crazy, but it's getting there, it's growing. It's going to take a while to catch up with the rest, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so here's the middle section. Just taken that. Really pleased with how it's growing. This is a section where I get a lot of breakage as well. So as well as at the fronts, also the crown. If I don't keep this area properly moisturized, then it breaks off really easily. In previous videos I've said that the hair here is a lot coarser and it seems to lose moisture very quickly, so it's probably slightly high porosity perhaps in this area, because it always has the sun in this area here. So that's that. Okay, so last section, and again I've got those smaller parts at the front from the postpartum shedding. You can see they're just growing back. But it's going to take time. Okay, so here we are, just going to put them in chunky twists. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!